With Peanut Park and its Koopa infestations staved off, we needed to do something about the proto-piranha covering the lighthouse. Other than causing thousands in damages due to ships crashing, the proto-piranha also is guarding Gelato Beach. Gelato Beach is known for its sandbird and sand watermelon, but let's go ahead and see what you couldn't miss. Right as we enter Gelato Beach, we make contact with the cataquacs. The naming scheme for these ducks is pretty obvious, which makes it a perfect fit for the first topic of this area. The cat in their name standing for their tendency to walk around like house cats, and a quack standing for how they attack Mario. Soon after we greet the cataquacs, Dr. Bowser Jr. baits us into yet another secret level with his 6th sandcastle. The Dunebud sandcastle secret shows us how Bowser Jr. is getting more comfortable with his villainy. While he still is utilizing platforms that crumble under Mario, the fact he created this place in a sandcastle and also made a sandcastle on the level itself shows that he feels his villainy is starting to have form and shape, though he still has his doubts, which explains the crumbling sand. The 3 mirrors of Gelato Beach keep the tradition of raising a sandbird alive. In a later episode, however, this tradition comes under attack by the Plungellos. These creatures are close relatives to the cataquacs, and due to them having a similar upbringing, also gives us insight that their name must have an obvious meaning. Clearly the plun in the name is a play on the word plum, referencing the leaf stem on their head, causing them to look like a fruit, and jello referencing the vibrant colors of the Plungello, looking similar to the food jello. The main boss of Gelato Beach coincidentally was in a symbiotic relationship with the Plungellos, and now that we have a quacked as friends, he's going to quack us. The Wiggler is an extremely aggressive boss to face. He constantly rushes us down with little to no stopping unless we utilize the Dune Buds. While the morality of us viewing the Wiggler as evil due to him clearly wanting to avenge his friends is questionable, the true oddity we should focus on is the random nature of the Wiggler's weak spot. Every time we flip the Wiggler over, one segment will always be weak to Mario's ground pound. While the way this segment is chosen is unclear due to what we know, there's one assumption that makes the most sense. Due to the extreme emotional trauma we cause the Wiggler, we have weirdly stumbled upon the Wiggler's anatomical trait of stress causing their hearts to constantly shift position, explaining why his weak spot is always shifting. After fixing the incubation mechanism and taking care of the Wiggler, we find the egg hatched, allowing us to make our way into the sandbird's domain. This area is a simple skybox with many pillars as far as the eye can see. The almost mythological vibe felt from our guide Sandbird emphasizes how sacred this place we stumbled upon is. Though with so many pillars, what does each one represent? Due to the Sandbird being only one of many that has hatched over the years, this leads me to believe that each one of these pillars represents one of the Sandbirds of years past. This also explains why the Sandbird circles one pillar, signifying his ownership of it. After the completion of every main event in Gelato Beach, we get to enjoy some of the side events offered at Gelato, first of which is racing with Il Piantissimo. While everyone knows he is the postman from Zelda's brother, we don't know why he hides his identity, disguising himself as a Pianta. The only logical explanation is he must have committed some crime or was framed just like Mario was in the past. The other side event is the Watermelon Festival, which is an annual festival held at Gelato Beach. The oddity seen here is that the watermelons that grow here are extremely resilient and can grow on sand and even stone pavement. It's almost as if they can grow without roots at all. The biology of this species of watermelon seems to disobey every law of how fruit should exist, and yet they still persist and carry on. This fruit species in its encompassing episode is not meant to be a lesson in biology, but clearly more is a lesson in the shape of metaphors. The developers clearly desired the player to look at the illogical nature of this watermelon and look for truth within the lies, with the truth being only assumptions cast by shadows of our former selves before the watermelon, leading to the only outcome being the watermelon melding who we are and how we perceive ourselves going into the present day. And that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed, you know what to do.